I don't know. Maybe Daniel afraid me. I don't know. It just show for me.
Yeah.
People have labelled him and called him a quitter. They've seen what happened in the Joyce fight. Even against you, he finished the fight on his knee. Does he have a weakness?
Little bit, yes. Little bit, yes, because maybe it's a younger guy. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but Daniel.
Usyk versus Dubois II. Not just a rematch. A reckoning. Oleksandr Usyk isn't hinting anymore, he's declaring it. With absolute clarity and cold conviction, he's making one thing painfully clear. Daniel Dubois won't just lose again, he'll quit. Not maybe, not possibly, he will. In Usyk's eyes, Dubois already showed his true self in their first encounter. The hesitation
Than he was the first time you fought?
Maybe, yeah, maybe, because a lot of years, 2, 3, yeah. Yeah. Now I think Daniel grow.
And do you think,
Like a boxer, like a man.
yeah, does he deserve this opportunity? Or is there someone else more deserving? Joe Parker maybe, or does Daniel deserve his shot?
Yeah, I think Daniel deserve, because Daniel from UK. It's
For Usyk, this isn't just boxing, it's psychological warfare. This battle won't be won by the hardest punch or the longest training camp. It's about what happens when the ring becomes a furnace, when the heat rises and there's no oxygen left for excuses. In that inferno, Usyk believes Dubois has already failed once, and once is all it takes.
This opportunity? Or is there someone else more deserving? Joe Parker maybe, or does Daniel deserve his shot?
Yeah, I think Daniel deserve, because Daniel from UK. It's interesting for.
In Usyk's world, taking a knee under pressure isn't just a mistake, it's a sentence. One that brands you unworthy of standing with the elite. So when Usyk speaks staring coldly into the camera, he isn't talking trash, he's performing a surgical dissection. No emotion, no games, just calculated, clinical truth. He's not trying to rattle Dubois. That's already been done. He's sending a message not just to Dubois but to the sport. This is,
you know, clever, smart, but, you know, a dangerous destruction. That's my style, and I can't wait to put it on him.
what separates survivors from surrenders. And he's not predicting Dubois might fold. He's affirming it. When the pressure mounts and the rhythm of the fight breaks down, Usyk is certain Dubois will take the same exit route as last time, the easy way out. In response, Dubois talks destruction, revenge, payback. But let's be honest, it doesn't land. It doesn't sound like confidence. It sounds like damage control. His words feel rehearsed.
He has the ability to think in the ring. Daniel has the ability to remember in the ring. And if you can think in the ring, it means you can change it.
His tone strained. It's the voice of a man trying to convince himself as much as the public. Usyk's cold confidence clearly shook him. Bold phrases won't save him when the bell rings. Not against a man who's already dismantled him once and knows exactly how to do it again. The voices of the sport way in Johnny Nelson, one of the sport's most balanced voices, calls it plainly. Usyk thinks, Dubois reacts. And that's the chasm that separates champions.
Different skill sets than Oleksandr Usyk. You got to remember he's been in there with him already, and we all know what happened last time.
Yes, true.
I don't want to hear this stuff about low blows. It's called a protector for a reason. If you hit a protector, guess what?
From contenders. In the chaos of battle, Dubois remembers pain. He pauses. Usyk, meanwhile, adjusts and attacks. That's the difference. And no amount of gym hours or bravado can erase it. Sure, Nelson sees improvement in Dubois, more patience, better timing, and a stronger gap.
Right now, Usyk, because I want my revenge in England. That's all I want. I want a fair shout. And I don't believe I've got a fair shout the last 2 times.
Tank. But against Usyk, that growth isn't enough. Not when you're fighting a chess master in gloves. Tony Bellew doesn't sugarcoat it either. He's not here for revisionist history or excuses. The infamous body shot, it was legal, clean, and telling. In Bellew's eyes, Dubois didn't go down because of controversy. He went down because of capitulation. The moment was pure truth. No foul play, no injustice, just pressure and surrender. Usyk doesn't cheat, Bellew says. He dominates. The first fight wasn't taken from Dubois, it was seized by Usyk, and a rematch. That won't change the outcome. It'll confirm it. Then comes Tyson Fury, the always outspoken Gypsy King. But even in his usual bluster, there's a subtle lack of certainty. His advice to Dubois, do your best. That's not exactly a war cry. It sounds more like a consolation. Yes,
It will be too much for him in terms of fitness, movement, angles, just the way that he can break someone down. I've seen that in the fights that he's had off the top. Well,
Fury admits Dubois hurt Usyk in their first clash, but banking on that same lightning strike, that's not strategy. That's a prayer. His tone says it all. He's not betting on Dubois to win. He's hoping he survives. Joseph Parker brings cold realism. He's been in there with elite-level fighters. He knows what true greatness looks like. And in his mind, Usyk breaks opponents down in layers, mentally, physically, emotionally, not with brute strength, but brilliance. Parker points to Dubois' lack of adaptability. That's not a minor flaw. It's a fatal one. Against someone like Usyk, he doesn't meet aggression with aggression. He neutralizes it, defuses it, dissolves it. Dubois might launch bombs, but Usyk won't be there when they land. By the time Dubois figures it out, it'll be too late. Parker brings up the scar, the jab that stopped Dubois early in his career.
Usyk or Dubois?
I believe Usyk. I believe Usyk is a great fighter. Dubois is a changed fighter from his first fight. But then this is why we had the rematch, to see whether Dubois can overcome what he got stopped with a jab. And he did. A lot of people also questioning the body shot.
That wasn't just a defeat, that was a mark. And Usyk, he's far more dangerous than any jab. Progress or not, Parker doesn't see Dubois closing that gap, not even close. The brutal truth from boxing's analysts Duke McKenzie, ever the technician, delivers one of the most precise assessments. He doesn't believe Dubois can bring anything Usyk hasn't already accounted for. Even Dubois 2.0, he says, is already downloaded and dismantled inside Usyk's mind. That's the difference between good and great. Usyk evolves, continuously. McKenzie's final blow? Even at Dubois' best, he wouldn't back him to beat Usyk at his worst. That's not disrespect. That's reality. Usyk's every move is calculated, practiced and perfected. He's not just winning fights. He's solving puzzles. And to McKenzie, Dubois isn't a riddle. He's a repeat. Mayweather's royal endorsement. When Floyd Mayweather Jr. speaks, boxing listens. And when he praises Usyk, it's not.
Dubois' team are clearly overlooking is the fact that if Dubois raises his game, then Usyk will raise his game. Usyk isn't shot, he's not over the hill. He's got plenty of miles left on the clock, I believe. And I think if whatever Daniel Dubois brings to the
hollow hype, it's recognition from the sport's ultimate IQ. Floyd calls Usyk a hell of a fighter, and that should send chills through any heavyweight. Mayweather sees what the casual fan misses. Usyk isn't flashy. He doesn't rely on chaos or controversy. He's all skill, all discipline, all layers. To Floyd, Usyk is a kindred spirit, a man who lets his craft do the talking. And Dubois, Mayweather sees him for what he is: powerful, yes, but unequipped for the chess match that awaits. You don't outbrawl a technician. You don't pressure a man who thrives under it. Mayweather's endorsement is royalty recognizing royalty. And when placed beside Usyk, Dubois begins to look like just another challenger, outmatched before the first bell. Legacy.
If he was fighting anybody else other than Oleksandr Usyk, I would pick him to win. But what there can be...
I think he is number 2 heavyweight in the world.
Not just victory. Adam Smith, the voice of British boxing, takes it further. He calls Usyk the best of this generation, not just in skill, in legacy. From cleaning out the cruiserweight division to dismantling Anthony Joshua twice, Usyk hasn't just won. He's rewritten what greatness looks like. Smith places him at the pinnacle of modern boxing. When history books are written, he believes Usyk's name will be etched in gold. Dubois, with all his promise and power, is just the next chapter in that legacy. Smith doesn't say Dubois can't win, but he's clear. Men like Usyk don't lose to raw power. They dissect it. They neutralize it. They make it irrelevant. A final glimmer of hope? Enter Dave Allen. He backs Dubois, or at least he tries to. He calls him dangerous, a potential agent of chaos. But even as he speaks, there's doubt. Allen, like many others, knows the truth. Danger isn't enough. You don't beat Usyk with...
You're gonna be able to beat Usyk because he's fast and he outpunched.
wild swings or bravado. You beat him with brains, with adaptability, with supreme ring IQ. And that's where Dubois falls short. Allen sounds more like a hopeful fan than a believer, because this isn't a fairy tale. This is elite-level warfare. The verdict: Oleksandr Usyk isn't just another champion, he's the uncrackable code of modern boxing, a surgeon in gloves, and the sport's greatest minds, Mayweather, Bellew, Smith, McKenzie, see it clearly. Dubois, he's a man facing a storm and climbing a mountain with no clear path. If he wins, he rewrites his legacy in golden ink, but if he falls again, the label of quitter won't just return, it will be carved into history. So now it's your turn. Whose corner are you in? Team Usyk or Team Dubois? Drop your predictions below, because this isn't just a rematch, it's a reckoning. Let me know if you'd like a thumbnail caption, short social caption, or trimmed version.